Alright guys, I got a 2015 Chevy Cruze here, and the customer complaint was that the driver's side window acts up sometimes, doesn't want to work, and now it just flat out stopped working. So I got in the vehicle and I verified the customer concern. The driver window did not work. It wouldn't work at all. So I got the door panel off, which there's only 2 screws in the door panel. Where the buttons are, we see the little retainer, the little cup holder is right there. There's a screw in the bottom of that. There's a screw behind the plastic cover there behind the handle. And then you just grab the bottom of the door and you yank it off, and then lift. You take this plastic piece off up here first, and then you lift the door up and off of it. And then be careful, reach behind it, slide this little clip back. You got to pry it back, and then you can take the cable and work it forward and pull it out of the handle, and then undo your connectors here that go to your door handle. Inside here there is a main connector that goes to the window regulator assembly that moves the window up and down. I can tell somebody's been in here before. This was really loose, or maybe they haven't been in here before. Just the glue came undone, so I'm going to put some more glue here for around this for the customer. What I did was I verified I had power and ground. I did, and I had good connection back and forth between the wires. Whenever I used my power probe to test my circuit, I also went ahead and looked at the wiring diagram, and it has signal wires for up and down. So you can have power and ground going to that motor, but unless you actually signal that motor that it has to be operated a specific way, it is not going to work. Even when power and ground's there, the signal wire has to be good. So what I did was I tightened up all of the pins inside the connection here. Unlock this. You can unlock this with this little red side tab. It's very hard to push it out of there. Or I've seen guys went ahead and just pulled it off for you, so you don't have to guess. This is what it looks like when it's out, and I went around and I grabbed each one of those pins and I just tightened them up a little bit. What it looks like is this. You got to pry the hell out of these little side tabs up top once you get the little red locking tab out of there, and then you can try to wiggle this and pry out of there, and then finally it comes out. Then put it back in. You're going to do the same thing, going back together, and then you're going to push your side tabs back in. So here, put this thing back together. I don't know if I could do it with one hand. I need 2 hands because I got to line the pins up. And that's what the connector looks like put back together with the locking tab put back in there. And I'll squeeze these little tabs on the side where I had to pry, but that'll go back together, and I'll spray some spray adhesive around the outside so this stuff will stick, and we'll get this door panel back on and I'll show you guys how it works. Now you can see how I had to push on this as I was lining this top ledge up first to get it to seat back behind the metal rib, the retainer that goes across there, a little metal wall, the lip. So as I pushed that down inside the slot and lined everything up here all the way across, got this put in there as I was lining it all up, I started working my way around, pushing a little bit, everything snapped right back into place, and you can see there's my spot there, my hole here. Just put those 2 screws back in, put the cap on that, put the cover on this, and it's done. As a preventative, you could go ahead and replace the switch while you're in there. It is a wear item. This is a 2015 with 85,000 miles on it. These switches do go bad, so while the door was apart, you could have went ahead and threw a new switch in there anyway. That wouldn't be a bad idea because these switches are cheap enough. Fortunately, I was able to, on a rainy day, get this customer's window back working again. When he came in here, it was raining. When he leaves, it's not going to be raining. And if your windows are not working and you want to check your fuses, you can go out here. Be careful when you're doing your wiring repair too. When you're doing your wiring connector and you're pulling the connectors apart and putting everything back together, make sure the key's off or the battery's disconnected, because I did blow the 7.5 amp fuse right here. It's fuse 55, but also 21 and 24 are your other 2 fuses right here and right here. That's it. That's all I got for you. Everything's working. Customer can come pick his car up.